من فؤادي حب ليلى وتندمي ودار الإمام الهاشمي المفاكمي الله هدى بيها
هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته لكل هول من الأهوال مقتحم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق الله
It started with prayers, and I'll simply do the introduction, and we can go into business. Chief Imam of Wali in the person of Sheikh Al-Hajj Imam Abdullah Ramadan Wala is here.
And this keynote Exim, we're happy to hear that you're coming, so we're prepared for you and welcome you on stage. Yes, please. All of us here the years of Exim. He's our managing director. Yes. He's the person of calling MD James. Yes, please. Yes. Yes, sorry, excuse me. He's Emmanuel. Yes, please. And then our brother Sanjay. Yes, my name is Joel. Yes, and then he's our CEO. Yes, we call him Yes, yes. And then Sanjay, yes.
We call him SK.
Yes, so welcome all of you. He's our general manager. She's called Madam Ifti.
Madam
Ifti. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Madam, who Zakaria Musba, Abadwa Musba, he Bakima ba manager wa. Zabira manager da yawa kaman dashi balbal manager da yawa. Amma toma tusura ma mun ya mun su masu toma su. Bipo ma dunya tusura ma ana be to ka sawa bipun so Zakaria.
Yes, as the elders would say, we know, but we are asking. Yes, so we want to ask why you are here. Yes.
It's recording.
This one is clear.
Now we will dance. This is man. I'm doing it. That's what we do. Catch and talk about shishi. Into the door. Come at the Canada. The couple shishi is done. Catching is not the moment. Kaban is on that channel. It's mine. No one will go as well. Come on, she knew. The Adwa Katana to you. Sulemana kat terus Sulemana kat sana ya mam dia nak kat nan sure kat tun sano now dia zaman tun bazar kat video maga bata ciwoma duka kafin shi ya kuma kuma su tsana ka babban kamar banda can da shi idan tika to ka ci Allah wannan ina umma baza kuka katwa ala sha kallo babban mu shi kallon katwa nan bayin ina wuce babban ce kuma na wuce babban ce to ma ce ito ma wuce aka ce da kai fa sha sha ya wuce ko kan da kuma da sha ai ban na fara shi.
Alhamdulillah, thank you, Imam. He's saying that his mission here is to come and appreciate the efforts of Kingdom Exim Ghana for listening to a plea from us through the office of the Vice President, coming to our aid. Since the Manama Dental and Eye Hospital coming to the aid of the Northerners, screening dental and the eye. Actually, when they came, there were a lot of discoveries. And then we were happy because without your support, it couldn't come off. So, and then ask the city banks, he needs to come and say thank you to whatever we offer the Northern brethren. And then he has been praying assiduously for the success and forward march of Kingdom Exim Ghana. And then he's also saying that the most important change in our daily life is health and then it's long life. So he has been praying for our health and then it's long life. Apart from that, he's also praying for the booming of our business sector so that through this you can help many people. And then he has been seeing a lot of wonderful activities that you have taken in the country. And he's privileged that currently his son is the Vice President of the Republic. So any assistance that you offer, whether he or any other part of the country, it is incumbent on him to come and say thank you to whoever you are assisting in the country. Everybody, we are all one. And then he has nothing to offer you except to bring himself to show to you that he is a chief imam and to let you know that he appreciates whatever any other corner he pass to help in this country. He's most grateful to Kingdom Exim Ghana, and then he and his spiritual board members will continue to remember you in their prayers, both in open and in secret, and to God see all of us through.
Thank you so much. Let me take over. Can they help you? Somebody can take over the camera. Raja, she also know more what we are doing in the country. Yes, sir. You are most welcome. At the same time, we did a little support in Kuala Lumpur. So we, Kingdom Exim, by the grace of God, we are in this great nation past 17 years. You see, our CEO. Mr. James, he is a founder of this company. Thank God, under Kingdom Exim, we have more like 12 companies in Ghana. Also, we have like more than 100 expatriates working in this company with more than 2,000 Ghanaian staffs directly and indirectly also working here. Thank God, today is a great day in our life. We also meet our Chief Imam and then all of you in our midst. The Wale program, unfortunately we couldn't able to come. We also we told Madam Salai that we also travel at that time. Travel. That's why we also couldn't make it. So we told her to be, take in charge of us, to be stand for us, to do the right thing. And then thank God the program went successfully. Yes, please. Also, apart from the Wale Wale program, we also did a lot of other support, especially in the northern sectors. So, you know, we Kingdom Exim basically are the #1 cashew exporter in Ghana. At the same time, we also buy soya bean and then shea nut and then yellow maize and all other commodities. So, like, you know, the northern region, like especially in the northern region, Upper East, Upper West, also highly connected with Kingdom Exim. We have like a lot of farmers and agents from those areas. They also working with us directly and indirectly. So, like, you know, at the same time, like last time we spoke to our CEO regarding the Wala Wale, the project. Apart from that, we also asked our CEO how best we can also come inside you to support. Just recently, you know, the Chief Imam 100th birthday, we are the one like supported majorly. Also, we also did some program in Kempinski Hotel. Okay. Later, if you do you have the yeah. And then the Chief Imam decided to give us a plaque. Allah. Yeah, this is the Chief Imam. We have to show it to. He gave it to us with the Vice President. We went there with our CEO. I think, Uncle, you have to explain to him the language. Whatever I did, just I'll do that. Also highly connected to the Chief Imam and then also the Vice President. You know, it's like we Kingdom Exim, you know, it's like we make sure that, you know, through Ghana, we also make sure that we give back to the society. So when we spoke to our honorable CEO, we also wanted to do some borehole in the northern area. Also, we wanted to do some solar lighting. And then we also thinking that, okay, see, sometimes the farmers, when they get the soya bean or shea nut, unfortunately, they don't have a place to keep the product. Yes. It will be in the rain, it will also spoil. So, like, we are planning that maybe hopefully within shortest possible time, we'll also make a trip to Wala Wale to see what are the needs, you know, they're also ready to cooperate and support. You can build a giant venture, maybe you can build some warehouse. At the end of the day, like, you can also keep the product inside, you can also buy from them. Sometimes when the farmer produces a product, we don't have the place to sell the products. But then we are the end users. And then we also ready to buy from them in Wala Wale and transfer to Cmya. Sometimes you see from Wala Wale the product is there, you cannot sell it immediately. Sometimes they keep it, they have to look for the buyer in Tamale or somewhere. And then, you know, so many challenges we see. We are the agro exporters, we understand their challenges. They will make sure that we will come inside and we will make sure that we resolve their problem also. Thank God, as I told you, like, you know, today is a great day. Chief Imam also here. Maybe once you translate, I will come here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Very good and wonderful interaction. Things are building out. Kingdom Exim. So, nobody will be like you. I'm taking a national day. Never bang to that PC, so it is the man and one adamba. Bang one lava, bay coolly, bay somebody, Ushered, but when the Mula, I wasn't sure about that. I wasn't sure to Panama, the next manager. So, Poisson and Daga to Imam and Salah, Na Zanima, but we're 2% of losing channel. That Papa Shak very popular, or 2 channel and school. Usan, Basan of Company, and Yellow Kazan today. That's our next بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. السلام عليكم يا جماعة المسلمين والمسلمات. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله. Kada ma tumpunin kashim atanakam NTV zugni kati sambul kada umma. zuna da ninya ka tikena ntikela an karatun gbamu puni injena tupa nimfushi ban yatima bishi inya musulun dama inya musulun kala musulun dimma ban tabarka musulun mariya an karwa to prella so ko japu ni ko sha ko won ka jepa motos falillahi alhamdu na am ko bil ma albarka to mabiya so ko mo miswa won katuboni Alhaj Imam Usman Abdurrahman Gambaga wanya Gambia president inshallah rabbi onyela biya da compliment pour marpan man pam zan kenta compliment kana zanti yinni da mususuma bidugo onyela nan fuswa shawar wando alkawli nun wara zuna ka NTV tugno pon conseil muslim association isna puni piana jepa motus ankara headquarters national headquarters nabata di azamazan to kuma zan cenga compliment mon be gana mtumishi zai balila zancen musulunci da shiya tunda ne shi ka musulunci kan yin domin zane to bam lama pima wani ya Imam Abubakar Al-Hassan kan wani ya pima bi nyangon gwara zanti Alhaji Asuma Bandan Mox kan biya airport residential area ka suma ta pimika kan yana Mox Jaballi ka musulun pir ka purin markan mir bara da pauna jepa motos headquarters ma nama mitati di azamanu wana wanka teni Imam Abubakar Al-Hassan da zugun mabisi ya kuzinin belan wa kunyala wayananti azama sulmin tre prilla ubu wumnati zulma wato asala sulmin tre kato asi zambi tre hausa lama da nan kato ka da fane da zugo yibinya kan to asal man pilli ka da sulmin tre bi hausa kuni yan chalimpiyan ma na ya tace atana kan canna yanyala ba yawum man pilli wa'azu da zugo nin so ismi kallabi sulmin tre bela. Welcome our viewers into the Ummah, which is a program that is not run on NTV, Northern Television in Tamale, every Monday 9:30 to 10:30. It's a 1-hour program. We are privileged today to come to Accra and to meet Japan Motors National Headquarters through Mr. Abdurrahman Usman, who is the Cmya president in Gambaga. And then today we are here to have an interaction with Japan Motors, especially concerning our deen, which is Islam, as to how we can move Islam forward. That's why we named this program the Ummah. It is for the people, and then the people is for the people. That's exactly what we are going to give to you today. We're speaking English and in Hausa because today we are going to speak to our guests, who is in the person of Alhaj Imam Abubakar Hassan. He is the leading supervisor of Alhaji Asuma Bandamox in Accra Airport Residential Area. At the same time, the assistant HR, that is Human Resource Management at Japan Motors, that's the national headquarters in Accra here. He is my guest today, this evening. Then I will turn and then welcome Mr. Usman, then we'll go into interaction. Mr. Abubakar, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, Alhamdulillah, today we come to your office to have an interaction with you because we heard a lot about Japan Motors, what you have been doing to uplift the Ummah and the Ghanaians population in generality. Today we are inspired by some of your words we hear in the AIMS and other platforms. We are here today through the sponsorship of Concerned Muslim Association by the kind attention of Mr. Usman Abdurrahman from Gambaga. He's our Cmya president. That's the Gambaga youth. He's the president. He's been doing a lot. Yes. So I just want to find out from you recently, what is your perspective concerning Islamic development of standards in the country?
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyil mustafa wa ala man bi asarik tafa. وصلي وأسلم صلاة وسلاما يليقان بمقام أمير الأنبياء وإمام المرسلين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. All praises due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We sanctify Him, we adore Him, we cherish Him, we seek for His assistance and we seek for His guidance. We declare openly that none has the right to be worshipped apart from Allah. We further confirm that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final and seal of all prophets. Blessed be upon him, his household, and all those who follow his path to the day of judgment. We pray that may Allah make us steadfast on the deed. May Allah make our end better than before. Before we proceed, on behalf of Japan Motors, we also extend our profound gratitude and happiness and appreciation for having NTV on our premises to solicit for our views on Islam. And we are all into it together because Islam is one. Islam has been one, and Islam continues to be one, and Islam will be one too. Till the final day comes.
Inshallah.
But it's rather unfortunate globally. There is no any misunderstood religion like Islam. This is the basis of all our deviations and misunderstanding. The largely or most widely misunderstood religion on earth today is Islam. People do not understand Islam. Those who also appear to understand don't live Islam. And those who live by the dictate of Islam too are seen to be strangers. So this has been the bane of the development of Islam in recent times. We can cite clear examples. For example, in the month of Ramadan, when you are doing tahajjud, because we do not understand the Arabic very well, you see a clear difference between our commitment level to our prayers as compared to the Arabs. When they are doing their tahajjud and it gets to the point of prayers, because they understand what they are communicating to Allah, you see them emotion, you see them very committed, you see them crying because they know they've wronged themselves. They know they are seeking for forgiveness from Allah. So because of that, you see them crying. But when you look at our part of the world, you realize that we are just responding, Amin, Amin, as if we are even joking. You don't see that connectivity with worship. The few who understand, you can attest to the fact that they also find themselves in those moods. So to a very large extent, the understanding of the religion have been very minimal. That is one aspect of it. So as far as Ghana is concerned, what I will say in recent time is, yes, there is a huge, how do you call it, acceptance of religion of Islam in Ghana. That one is acceptable. But the problem we have now has to do with to what extent do we understand the religion deeper. We know there is Islam. For that one we know. But the problem of not letting our children understand the religion as is expected is the problem. And it starts from the infancy. We have one house, house A, and house B. House A are committed to taking their children to Makaranta. House B, they also go to Makaranta, but they get to a level, maybe after JHS, then house A says, no, it's okay, you continue with your schooling. House B continues with the schooling to whatever level they want to get to, because it's integrated. You see the person being a holistic Muslim. He understands his mathematics, he understands his Quran. He understands his science, he understands his Quran. He understands Islam. In that manner, wherever he finds himself, he will be able to defend Islam the way he's expected to. And this one, because he truncated his Makaranta education at a very early age, he couldn't recite the Quran, let alone to even understand what he recites. So his life becomes different from what Islam says. So that is where people outsiders, non-Muslims, see the Muslim who is an accountant or engineer or a marketer or a salesman or even a whatever profession, because he doesn't understand the Islam, so they see whatever he does as Islam. They see whatever he does as Islam. And he will also not be able to tell them, no, I don't really understand it. because he feels shy for non-Muslims to say, you don't understand why A, B, or C happens in that way. So what we are calling on for, because Islam is a complete way of life, a complete way of life, right from cradle to the grave. It's a complete way of life. Islam has taught us how to eat, how to wear our clothes, how to clean ourselves, how to do inheritance, how to do marriage, naming ceremony, even, excuse me, how to even visit the washroom. Islam has taught us everything. How to come out of the washroom, how to eat, how to share estates, how to do commercial activities, how to lead even when you are two, even me and you alone, when we decide to go to North. Islam is saying between the two of us, we should nominate one of us to be a leader. Allah. That is Islam. So it's a complete way of life. Just that, unfortunately, we have not been able to understand or integrate these two. So now in Ghana, we have a group we call ulama, Sheikh, Imam. This, we have professionals. These are MPs. These are managers. These are accountants, engineers, professionals. But is that the case? No. These ulama are supposed to be the professionals. These professionals are supposed to be the ulama. So that at any point in time, you have an MP who can chest out and come out of the parliament, or the floor of parliament, before he makes his submission, is able to say, Inna alhamdulillah, nahmadu wa nasta'in. When he finishes, then he makes his contribution. Quote verses of the Quran and hadith to support whatever he's saying. When he leaves the place, he's going to a Jummah prayer to go and lead prayers. This is the kind of Muslim ummah we have to get. They should be assets. They should be part of the decision-making process. Not to leave them at one side and leave the professionals on the other side. We should have professionals who are lecturers at the same time they are Imam. When you put the Quran, they will be able to explain, do tafsir. At the same time, he's a chartered accountant. He's a chartered marketer. He's a chartered this. He's a pilot. He's a... This is the kind of ummah we need. What I'm saying is not something new. Islam has been like that. The great scholars of Islam, if you care to know, if you go and visit the books of history, they will tell you they were the great scientists. Exactly. We'll be hearing of algebra. Algebra is a mathematician. Today, if you are studying basic mathematics, you hear algebra. It's from the name Al-Jabir. Al-Jabir. And Al-Jabir is a Muslim. And they are the same people, when you bring Zamakhshari, they will be able to do the tafsir for you. Ibn Kathir, Al-Kashaf. These are Kutub al-Tafasir that these scholars were able to do. You see a professional, you bring Sahih Bukhari, he is able to interpret it for you. So that is the kind of ummah that we need to harness. Because we have half knowledge in what we do, that has culminated into the situation we find ourselves in. Because Islam has already defined everything. But when I go and read my law, or I go and read my accounting, or my marketing, or my human resource management, I see any other knowledge in Islam to be bogus. But when you know Islam, you will find basis of whatever you are reading in the law, in the marketing, in the HR, in everything in the Islam. Exactly. For example, when, as far as my profession is concerned, human resource, there is a story of Nabiullah Musa, alayhi salatu wassalam, when he wanted to engage, or when the wife, or when the two daughters who went to get the water for him, what did they say? Inna abi yad'uka liyajziyaka ajra ma saqaita lana. Now my father is calling you, is inviting you to reward you upon what you did for us. Because when they got there, they couldn't lift the stone. So Nabiullah Musa came in to do it. But when they got to their father, they mentioned two very important qualities. They said, Innahu Qawiyul Amin. Qawiyul Amin. Qawiyu means is strong, or this strength can be competency. If they say somebody is strong in fiqh, it means he's good when it comes to fiqh. When they say this man is strong in tafsir, it means he understands the tafsir very well. Tafsir al-Quran bil-Quran, tafsir al-Quran bi-aqwal al-Sahaba, tafsir al-Quran bil-Ma'thur, the kinds of tafsir he knows. It means he's strong in tafsir. And in terms of how do you call human resource, when you are strong in something, they say you have competency. You have the competency in doing it. Number two, al-Amin. Innahu Qawiyul Amin. So we've gotten one quality, that is strength. The other quality is al-Amin. Al-Amin means what? Just. Honest person. So when you have somebody with these two qualities, he's competent and he's just, you can employ the person. So this has to do with my thought. It means if I have not read the Quran, to even understand there's a verse in the Quran like this, to relate it to the kind of work I do, it will be very difficult. I will say Islam doesn't understand modern. No, Islam has been like that, and it moves with any type of error. It's just that we are enemies of what we don't know. We are enemies of our ignorance. When we don't know something, then we say it doesn't exist. But it gives you more appreciation of the religion of Islam. That's why we are saying, for those, especially the Western world, who had the opportunity to make research, to come up with investigations and results, they appreciated Islam and they accepted Islam. We know of Maurice Bokar. Maurice Bokar happened to go to Saudi. He was attending to one of the kings. And during his leisure time, he had to go to the library and be reading. You know the white man? He's from France. So he was reading. Through the reading, he came to a verse that spoke about how human being was created in the womb. The stages. In that order. He related that to a theory he learned in biology, in anatomy. So he said, wow, what kind of book is this? Subhanallah. So that alone gave him the opportunity to read further. And later, he accepted Islam. And he wrote a book, he said, the Bible, the Quran, and the science. The Bible, the Quran, and the science, Maurice Bokar. So, you see, if people approach the Quran with an open heart and open mind, you get guidance in it. That was the Alif Lam Mim. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا عظيما أن لهم أجرا كبيرا. So the Quran, if you approach it, that's why some say the Quran, there is magic in it. When you read it, then you become confused. No. If you want the truth, and you seek the truth, and you approach the Quran with an open heart, an open mind, wallahi, Allah will guide you. Allah will guide you. So, in a nutshell, that is all we can say for now, because of time constraints.
So, Alhamdulillah. Mr. Abu Bakr, who is known as the Imam of Japan Motor as well, made a lot of key notes points, but I just want to highlight on two of them. He said at least we have to build national consensus by getting stronger institutions that will inspire Muslims to be part of decision taking. Because recently, this COVID-19 issue, the government came out last week and said we should pray Jumu'ah at least in hundreds. So not more than hundreds, and it will be monitored. Yesterday, I was at the Palace of National Chief Imam, the executive were in a tight meeting, and then they were talking of how to pray the Juma prayers this week. Tensions were mounting, then they were highly annoyed, and then though they didn't finalize before I left there, but signals were clear that they are not going to pray, because the secretary Alhaji Latif made it very clear to me that why is it that maybe if they were part of the same, they know that 100 cannot pray, and who are you going to deny? You understand what I mean there? And so it was a hectic decision they were going to take at the palace. But if we have people in decision making, I think in this regard, they will influence the statement of what? Of the announcement of the president. Secondly, you talk of knowledge. When we are inspired, like we make a lot of references to algebra and Go and the rest. I always throw a challenge to many Muslims that if our brethren, Christian brethren, make a lot of research with the Quran, and we don't research or tell them the writing, they are likely to find faults in our Quran, and a fault cannot be found in the Quran. Example like the Quran says that Rabbul Maghribayn, Rabbul Mashriqayn, the two east and then the two west. Myself and you know very well that we don't have two east. We don't have two west. We have only one east and then one west. However, this is pointing out to the 8 cardinal points that we learned in social studies or in geography. We have south, southwest, and then north, northwest. We also have south, southeast, and then north, northwest, east. It means you have two east. That is south, southeast, and then north, northeast. That is the two east that the Quran is referring to. And then the Rabbul Maghribayn is also referring to the true west. I get what I mean. So if we don't do research, how do we know distance? It tells us a lot. So in the nutshell, I want to encourage our viewers that we have to take Islam very seriously, because everybody knows that this is Islam. But what is it? Is it white, green, black, or what? It's what we don't know. So we have to open the lid and know what's inside.
Before we proceed, when you mention about knowledge, we are the ummah of knowledge. Allahu Akbar. Nahnu ummatu iqra.
Allahu Akbar.
We are the ummah of knowledge.
Allah.
Because of all the verses in the Quran, we have verses that spoke about Hajj. We have verses that spoke about fasting. We have verses that spoke about inheritance. We have verses that spoke about marriage. We have verses that spoke about salat. We have verses that spoke about any other thing you can think of in Islam. So why, of all these verses, Allah decided to make verse that spoke about knowledge first? We all know, even class 1 or class 2 makaranta going boy or girl, we know the first revealed verses in the Quran is Iqra. Kullu ya'rif hada. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq khalaqa al-insana min 'alaq iqra wa rabbuka al-akram alladhi 'allama bil qalam. These were the 5 verses that were revealed. Allah decided to leave all the other verses and gave us this. He could have made Salah to be the first verse to be revealed, or Zakat, or fasting, or Hajj. But he left all and decided to reveal Iqra. Why? Why? We mentioned Qawiyul Amin in the story we give. If you are not Amin, if you don't know Iqra, read. And this read means read, recite, research. Because before you can research, you have to read to understand A and B, compare, contrast, and deduce from your reading. So that is the broader sense of the meaning Iqra. So reading, as we all say, read, Iqra, Iqra. But it goes beyond that. Investigate, research. Islam doesn't always say, I've heard, oh, Sheikh Muniru has said something. So all of a sudden I just speak it like that. No, I have to investigate for the and to see qawman bi jahala. This is one of our serious problems. Sheikh will come and tell me something about, I will not investigate, then I'll start accusing him. Or you tell me something about, I will not investigate, then I'll conclude. Islam says don't do it for tabayyanu. Why? And to see qawman bi jahala, فَتُصْبِحُوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلْتُمْ نَادِمِينَ. Because if you don't do that, you end up doing, and I know, I damage his reputation, but it's already been done. So when you do the knowledge, the education, Bismi Rabbika, you are learning, but with the name of Allah. So you are not just reading, you are learning, and they are putting the fear of Allah in your heart, so that you, if you are an accountant, you will not be adding zeros and you will not be deleting zeros. Because you know that Allah, who is up there, is seeing you even if nobody sees you. You have that consciousness of Allah. So that is the system of education that we should give our children. That then up to them, because there is no time, so we will just
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, if you just join us, we are currently, NTV is currently at the national headquarters of Japan Motors, and our guest tonight is Sheikh Al-Imam Al-Hajj Abu Bakr Hassan, who double as the HR, the assistant HR of Japan Motors, and then the chief Imam here. Actually, NTV is here to have an interaction with him concerning how we upgrade standards in Islam, if not to maintain, but to upgrade standards in Islam. He has spoken a lot concerning how we should look seriously into our deen. Now, research has also shown up that a lot of Muslim talents are coming up in various professions or expertise, but the major challenge, as everyone knows, is resources. It could be material, for instance, logistic or financially. A lot of Muslim institutions or individuals are coming up and they face these challenges. God has uplifted you to a certain level that no one can deny that. I just want you to share your experience, or at least to educate us on how we should be able to mobilize resources to upgrade our standard, because that is a major challenge. Today, we don't have TV stations that our imams will send their sermons. Radio station, we don't have them. Most of them belong to different religions. When we go there to buy, we buy the airtime at cutthroat prices, very high prices, of course. And you know, though Muslims are never poor, as the other people who perceive the opposite, but we are lazy in contribution, or we are not motivated, we are not inspired as to how we should put our resources together and then uplift the image of Islam in ourselves. I just want you to go into this before we conclude. Okay, thank you so much. This is one of areas that is also dear to my heart. You mentioned radio stations, you mentioned TV stations. I also want to add, even our mortuary. We see how our dead people are treated when they die. It's un-Islamic. I can't think of seeing a sheikh, or my father, or my mother, or my uncle, or yourself, because you were kept in the morgue for some time. The day we are coming for you, they will just pull you out and just hit you on the ground. You are seeing a big... Islam preserves our dignity before your death, and even when you die, we still have to preserve that dignity. That is why in Islam, when you even die, we bath you without seeing your nakedness. Because when you are alive, we are not seeing it. So why when you die, we should see it? So there is a method, a comprehensive way of dealing with that. Having said that, the problem of our financial support also can be traced back to the issue of trust. In past, we can say that, you know, there are three groups of people. When they come together and they want to solve any problem, they will be able to solve it. And that is what I've known in time past. When we have a correct scholar, a sheikh, a malam, with a chief, and a wealthy person, a rich man. When these three people put their heads together, they will be able to solve any problem. Today, our malams are somewhere, our chiefs are doing different things, our rich men too don't want to be known. Because in time past we are told this is how
communities develop. The chief has authority to talk. So when he speaks to his people, they listen. But before he will speak, he will seek advice, a religious advice from the Sheikh. And the Sheikh will say, no, this is Islamic, this is un-Islamic. Based on the advice of the Sheikh, then the chief will come out to speak. When there is a need to mobilize money, then the rich one will say, don't worry, you want school, we will build it. So at the end, these three people move the communities. The rich man is on board, the chief is on board, the malam or the sheikh is also on board. But at a point in time, the equation changed. We are told some malams are giving money, go and build mosques, they squander it. Go and build madrasa, they squander it. So there is a dwindling, trust between the rich men and the malams. And the chiefs too, most of them too, they don't like Islam. So they don't want any religious, how do you call it? But in the north, alhamdulillah, that problem is not there. Because chiefs and malams always work hand in hand. So when we so when we have these three groups worldwide, and they are committed and their sincerity, whatever problem we have, we'll be able to surmount it. Today we have Sakawa, we have Superbed, Soccer Bed. How do they come into our communities? We have been renting them out.
Exactly.
If you go to Nima, Newtown, Mamobi, most of the betting centers are even closer to our Makaranta or our Masajid. And because there's no knowledge, our father has left us, and we landlord, belonging to the same house, but because we are not united. I tell my tenant, you can do this. You also tell your tenant, you can do that. Why? Because of ignorance. Al-ilmu yarfa'u baytan la imada lahu. Wal-jahlu yahdimu al-bayt lahu al-izza wa sharaf. That knowledge raises up house. That intellectual will not know. If you have children and you invest in their education, you give them everything they need, that particular house, one day they will be identified. Because nothing can be done in that community without that house. Why? Not that the house is beautiful or not beautiful, but because they have resources there. They have children who are going to school, who are going to Makaranta, who can speak on behalf of the community, and therefore they will go in for them. And you will see ignorant collapses homes and houses that in time past were left with resources. How many houses have we seen that they will tell you in time past they were rich, their fathers were doing this, they were doing that, but today everything is gone. Nice houses, but nobody passes there because there's nothing there. You see, and we always say that Islam has an authentic and credible way of solving our problems. Financially, if zakah is administered very well in this country, we will solve our problems. But I remember zakah of 50,000. I'll come and give Sheikh 2,000. I'll give you 50 Ghana. I'll give you 20 Ghana. So how can we solve this problem? Islam has shown us how to do zakah. Identify a need, a skill in the community. How much do you need as a startup capital? 5,000. Remove this 5,000, you give it to him. Next year, you will not give the zakah. He will rather join you in giving out zakah. But I will remove 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000. I'll give you 20 Ghana, 50 Ghana. I'll just pass somewhere, get some jollof or rice or chicken, eat, and go back to my poverty. So nothing changes. And our verses always say, Akimu salat wa atu zakat. Akimu salat wa anfiqu mimma razaqnakum. So giving is part of Islam. But why is that we are always poor? We are always poor. And we don't administer the zakat very well. Otherwise, most of our problems would have been solved. So in a nutshell, we are saying the chiefs, the malams, and the rich men should come together. And our zakat should also be channeled into the right source and mobilize the youth and give them education open their mind, open up free classes. The good ones who have been able to come out of the community, as we mentioned, Haj Osman, he is the president of the Gambaga community. So in that, when we have a number of them, they can organize classes, or even if they cannot be there physically, their resources can go there and help, so that the children are the future of the community. With education, we can go anywhere. فتعلموا فالعلم مفتاح العلا لم يبق بابا للسعادة مغلقا ثم استمدوا منه كل قواكم إن القوي بكل أرض يتقى. So we are saying all our resources should be channeled into education. That is our surest way of coming out of these problems. When you have 10 university degrees holders in your community, as compared to a community that has only one, you know, they can't be the same. So we have to push them into education with all our resources. Today, unfortunately, we spend more on our outing, on our weddings, slaughter big cows, come and eat and drink. The following day, they go to school and they serve them for their school fees. So we have misplaced our priorities. We are not poor. That's why we have scholars who have the opinion that Muslim communities are not poor. Just that we have misplaced our priority. We have misplaced our priority. This is somebody going to Hajj 5 times. Meanwhile, there's poverty in his house. You've done one. You've done one, alhamdulillah. After 5 years, if you want to go again, fine. But I see some people every year, they go. For example, this year, if it happened that we are not going to Hajj, and you are an Alaji who is going to Mecca every year, this year's money, take it and go and pull out some poor children from their poverty. That is more Hajj than going to the Hajj this year. They will not go to the Hajj and they also not give you the money. If you give it out, Allah will reward you as if you've gone to Hajj. You see? So may Allah make it easy.
Just go to an important note. To maybe my dear Alasha can borrow school that be go ahead to Muazu Sunga. Ni you know Bamarnia the man Haji ka dinin kaduro in Karniela Bakto na Haji. Kanya Bunda and the government can you come to Pantamanga, tell you to Kona Hajima. Tizana Gama is a Sumo Muslim. The Yasu group is getting Zayua. Tizan Merajini, Makanta Cmya, Bocati and Nini, Tizan to my beach, do take my Alafia. To quantum manga at the Piasa. You yellow blue side na Kanya Sama Kanaza Piasa. Imam, I want us to conclude this interview and then I'll call on Mr. Osman Abdurrahman to join us up here. Honorable Chairman Yahya Muazu, she also come up here for us to wrap up and then make dua. Today we are in the national headquarters of Japan Motors. A lot of you have been buying cars from Japan Motors, but you have not been privileged to be here. You either send the money to your brother or your sister or any other person to bring it today. Hisham is in Japan Motors headquarters. I'm here with Honorable Muazu Yahya. I'm here with Alhaji Babakan Peter, Honorable Fatah Yusi, and Sheikh Muniru Zakaria is here. Please join me up here and let's make prayers for Japan Motors before we leave their premises. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Sheikh, you've spoken a lot. And I promised our viewers that we use 2 languages, that is English and Hausa. No time again, I just want to give you 2 minutes to highlight on the key main points in Hausa, then we'll do this session.
Bayan mun gode ma Ubangiji Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, muna isar da godiyarmu zuwa ga Allah madaukakin sarki wannan ya ba mu wanga dama, sannan kuma muna isar da godiyarmu da murnarmu da NTV wanda suka fito can arewa suka zo muna ziyara a wanga gida Japan Motors, cewa ba su zo saboda wani abu nawa, sun so da mu tattauna game da lamarin addinin musulunci, yanda za mu yi mu samu cin gaba nasara a wanga duniya da kuma gobe kiyama. Maganganun da suka muka tattauna a cikinsu mun yi batu yanda jama'a musulmai ko a duniya yanda aka yi mummunan fahimta game da wanga addini, alhali addinin musulunci ba haka yake ba. Addinin musulunci ne addini ne na tabi'a, addini ne na jin daɗi, addini ne na zumunci, addini ne na ilimi, addini ne na wayewa, addini ne wanda ya shammala komai da komai na rayuwarmu tun haifuwarmu har lokacin da da fi samu don kuma ga Allah. Sannan kuma muka yi kira zuwa ga al'umma duka baki daya cewa kowa ya sai kokari matukan kokari ya ilmantar da yaransa, saboda yaran su ne abin farayyar gobe, su ne wa'anda musulunci da su yi farayya da su ne. Da kenan mu rage irin barna da muke a cikin aurayyanmu da kuma sunakinmu, mu mai da hankali zuwa ga yadda da mu yi tattalin wanga addini yadda ya kamata. Sannan kuma muka kira manyan mutanenmu, malumma, sarakai da masu kudinmu su hada gwiwa, su hada hannu yadda za ya magance irin tuttuka da ke cikin zangannenmu, abin da ya kama kashe-kashe da kuma tuca da kuma sakawa da kuma superbed, waran abubuwa da suka mamaye muna a cikin zangannenmu. In ba an yi kafin an ya sunan shi an zo gaba biya a yaki wangabu, to mun waye gari mu yi nadama. Muna roƙon Allah ubangiji Allah kiyaye, muna roƙon Allah ubangiji Allah tabbatar da mutane wanga addinin musulunci, ubangiji Allah ya dauka shi, ubangiji Allah ya dauka shi. Wanga yan wayen mu kuma ba abin da suke shirya yake dawa wanga da suke yin ga ubangiji Allah sa cikin mizani, Allah ya koma da su gida lafiya. Sannan kuma shi yayan mu dan wan mu Alhaji Usman Abdurrahman, muna roƙon Allah ubangiji Allah ya taimake shi, Allah ya taimake shi, abin da yake dukkan alkhairi Allah ya sa barka, Allah ya rufa mai asiri, Allah ya rufa mai asiri. Mu yi murna sosai. Hadha wa billahi tawfiq.
Alhamdulillah. On this note, I just want to do an introduction again, because we were three here and then our brothers have joined us. My far right is Honorable Muazu. He is the chairman of the Muslim Association in Northern Ghana. We also have Sheikh Zakaria, who is next to him, a spiritual board member, at the same time a teaching staff member of the association. We also have up here Alhaji Silu Baba Carpenter. He is the treasurer of the association. We also have up the Honorable Fatah Yusuf, who is a deputy organizing secretary of the association. On my left here is a brother and a consultant of the association in the person of Mr. Usman Abdurrahman, who works at Japan Motors here in Accra, who has been a link between the Muslim youth in Northern Ghana and then the Japan Motors. Myself, Hisham Sulemana, your regular host and general secretary to Municipal Islamic Council. My guest, Alhaj Imam Sheikh Abu Bakr Hassan. Let's meet next week again, same time, 9:30 to 10:30. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.